Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is Rising Star 2 with my band Everyone But Andy, and we've got some songs to practice. We've got a few gigs coming up. We asked our manager to schedule us some things. We have some headlining gigs coming up is kind of the big deal. A lot of them are out of town. In fact, all of them are out of town in February. Hopefully we get a good roll of the dice for the attitude change for the end of the month. We'll have to see how that goes. If you've been following from the beginning, we had some really rotten changes on us in early on. It was like every time we picked a new direction to take our lyrics, it would immediately fall into disfavor pretty much everywhere we wanted to be. Don't love that, but hate the game, not the player, right? I don't even know if that makes sense, if I'm being honest, but we're going to go ahead and let's see. We need to go practice. So we're going to do that. We have 3 songs to work on. We got 1, 2, 3. We should have them ready for a gig this weekend on Thursday, actually. Is that a pretty big one? It's a theater, so probably a couple of thousand people. 2,600. Yeah. Good. I think I'm excited for that. And we will give that a try. Incidentally, somebody made a suggestion for a band name that I should use. I'm more than happy to toss those in here when folks come up with good ones. I don't know where I want to put it yet, but I liked the idea. It was in honor of me having a friend, Decathlon Gamer, who's also doing a series on Rising Star right now. And the band name they suggested, I'm trying to see where we want to put that. I put in 12-inch spikes. I liked that. That's kind of a long story, but it's fun. The Quiet Snakes has always been kind of a weird name to me. So let's change that one. And we're going to change it to ACDG was the suggestion for Decathlon Gamer. I guess another shout out to my buddy there. Not really intentional, but it was the suggestion somebody made in comments. So we're going to go with it. I do love that. We're going to keep that one around, and maybe we'll even tour with them someday. Maybe wait till we're more popular than them, though. That might be a lot more fun. Anyway, let's get into our practice. We probably could stand to make sure we're, resolving these pieces to songs here that I kind of let go for a little bit, particularly when I start practicing in earnest on particular songs. And then all of a sudden I don't have any parts that I want to use. And that's always discouraging. So bumping a few of those up. Let's bump these up for Kiwi. Not too bad. We can do all the way up to 20s now. Be great if we saw one. I don't. And our 20s can, on a good roll, they can bounce up to 35s. And I do like that. I'm just not seeing where we have any right now. None here. We could use some songs. Can't do the 25s. I can do the 20s. Well, let's see what we got. A 35 out of it. Look at that. And we still have a few points to use. Even better. Well, okay, maybe not better, but good to know. Anyway, let's go with a spontaneity song. Plenty of those points out there still. I'm a little surprised Angel has any ones floating around. I wouldn't think they're new, although they have to be new because they would have been merged by now if they weren't. So usually you don't see a whole lot of those when somebody's level gets kind of high in that particular field. 75 is starting to get there where I don't expect to see too many ones coming in for her anymore. So let's practice. We will practice the top 3 songs here that all need practicing. And Kiwi is not feeling well. Well, I have money now, not a ton, but I have some money. We're going to go ahead and take care of Kiwi not feeling well. I think that's always the wiser move if you can afford it. They are impacted, depending on how sick they are, depends on how much they're impacted. She's at 25%. That's noticeable. If we were to practice with her, she's not going to get all of her points because she is fairly unhealthy right now. So worth taking care of that. It's expensive, but worth it. And we'll be able to continue to practice our songs up. Now that we're up on this part of town, I'm wondering if maybe driving around for a minute isn't the worst idea. Turn south here. I don't know. There's a photography shop. We kind of looked at that recently. Here's our manager right here. stop in and say, hey, let's go to Phoebe's music. Just a random stop in here. Now we could do some repairing. Let's do that. I've been kind of trying to do some refurbishing here and there as money permits. We'll refurbish that. 75, that's probably a good one to refurbish. It's a pretty good piece too. Ooh, $2,000 though, that's steep. We'll go ahead and do that, and that's gonna be it for refurbs. And then let's go and look at the expendables. That tends to be what I'm mostly looking for here. And I mean, he's looking pretty good. He apparently has these strings. Is he using something better? Pretty much the same string. Oh, it is the same string. 99. Oh, I don't know. I was thinking there was a 40. Oh, I might have seen this 40 here, the price. Okay, how many of those is he? Oh, he's got 13 of them. Yeah, we have no need to buy any of those. So he's okay. Let's take a look. Kiwi, she should be fine. We could always maybe look at like amps. Nope, nothing good for her. Writing music, a little bit improvement, but not enough to write home right now. Let's go look here. Topher, there's always got to be better drumsticks. I am so surprised at how the drumsticks never have really good bonuses, it seems. I feel like at one point they were very handy, and now you just don't see it anymore. Incidentally, we don't have a vocalist, but if you do have a vocalist, they have a field here for microphones. They get to use mics. That's their superpower, I guess. And so something you can kind of pay attention to. Nothing great on cymbals. We did look at drum heads. I think I did. I didn't see anything. I was talking about the microphones. And then we will take a look at guitar strings. And Angel seems to be in really good shape with guitar strings. Yeah, that's going to break soon, right? But yep, nothing good for her. So we are good to go. Now, one other thing real quick. We could look at singers, and these are all the singers that might be available. And we can click on these and potentially hire them. It'll tell us how well they match up with attitudes. That would not be a very good match. Do we want to recruit Dolph? We do not. You know, if we look at this one, that wouldn't be horrible. We have a little bit of contention. We'd probably want to try to get that sorted out. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this has to do with the attitudes of songs that they have at their disposal, and that's really what affects the band members' happiness, helps keep them cohesive, but otherwise that's what we're looking at. So now the other thing to know is if we hire one of these folks, they're going to come in at effectively level 1 or 2. They're going to come in very, very low. Our folks are up to like level 26, right? So they're going to pull down all of our averages, which means we're not going to be able to play as difficult of songs and things like that. That's part of the reason I don't really go out hunting after folks. And because I try to keep my folks pretty cohesive, these are all good to go. I don't run into having them quit too often. Every once in a while, I've run into a situation where I wasn't paying close enough attention, and I get a nasty gram saying, hey, this person's upset. And usually I can catch it in time to keep it from becoming a problem. Okay, well, we're just going to practice these two today. And that looks great. We got one of them all the way up. Now we need to do one more day of practice on this one, and then we do need to hit everything in order to get into the weekend and be able to play whatever we need to play. So that's the route we're going to go. Probably could have merged some songs there. Should have merged some songs. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. I say real quick, it's not exactly a speedy process trying to find these little wiggly guys. That went up to 35. Having some luck with that today. Another one. That is impacted by Topher's ability. And we're out of points there. I can't do that one. I can do threes. Topher's ability is what really dictates if that can do that double jump. That's the big factor from what I understand. And there was a one right there. We'll take that. Okay, there we go. So getting a series of those from 20 to 35 in a row, that was pretty awesome. That saved us, well, heck, I mean, if they'd all gone to 25, we would have had to spend another 150 points to get all three of those up to 35s. So I'll take it. That's a good break for us. We're going to practice everything. Select all. 29 songs. We're going to start cutting loose some of these songs that are older, that are on our Eclipses CD. I don't want to get rid of all of them, and I don't want to do it all at once because I do kind of like the revenue that still comes in from folks buying the album. When they hear it, they're like, oh, hey, we need that. But we're going to go ahead and practice here, and then we're going to head out to wherever we need to go. Carbondale. Carbondale's a nice, friendly little ride for us. Here we go. $25 to make that ride. That's probably about right. Here we go. And we are playing literally right there. So I'm just going to drive over there and save the money. Okay. Stop the van and jump out. And this is a 9-song set for us. We're going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and clear it. And we do want to play these 3 new songs. Want to make sure that happens. I've been kind of working on, some folks had some suggestions on combinations of how you can play songs that are a little different than my normal red, red, yellow, red, blue kind of format. And I'm willing to give that a try, but I kind of want to see what all is going to fit this time before I completely sell on what I want. Actually, this one hasn't been played a lot, I don't think. And it's Hometown Pride. We're definitely playing that. Local Legend, we're definitely playing. Hometown Pride, and it's really popular in Illinois. We love playing that song here in Illinois. I'm going to go ahead and sort by attitude, though, to make sure I'm in pretty good shape. So I can't play Taking the Day. That's fine. I'm really okay with that. No love or anything lost here for that. All Curves. That song was getting a little bit of popularity, wasn't it? Born and Raised hasn't really done a lot, but we'll go ahead and we'll play that one. I think I can get by with 2 blues. I usually like to have a third one, though. Actually, I have a set here that I could do that's all reds and blues. That could be fun. You need, 4 blues to make that happen. Maybe we'll try that sometime. I don't think today's the day for that. So with 2 blue songs, I need a whole bunch of yellows, don't I? Let's see. Trying to think this through. That would be, you need at least 3 yellows if you do that. So the rest, I'm only doing 9 songs though. I'm sorry, I get a little confused there. So with 2 blues and a yellow, we actually could do all the rest is red. That is a possibility. Let's go ahead and try that. What the heck? No Looking Back, and let's find one more. Smirk and a Pose, Separate Fruit. Melissa's getting played plenty. We're okay with that for now. Let's do Smirk and a Pose. Why not? I kind of want to change that song name. I don't love it, but yeah, we'll do what we can do. And so what we would do in this case is we'd want to do red, 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 then blue, then yellow, then red, then blue. Okay, I think I did something wrong there. Yeah, I did. My bad. The blue is usually set, so it would be red, blue, red, red, yellow. Then blue, then red, red, red. No, that's right. That's good. Really, we could do this in either order. I think that's what I'm confused about. I could do it that way. That's more of what I'm thinking from a math perspective would work out. 30, 60, 90, then you take 40 off, you're back down to 50, then another 30, you're at 20, you're at 35, you're at 5, you're at 45, you're at 15. We should end at 15 points of energy for the audience. Now, we're at high energy, aren't we? We are not. Okay, never mind. I was thinking if we're at high energy, all bets are off. That changes entirely, and I need to remember how that works. But for now, this is going to work. Let's let her rip. They really didn't like that second song at all. But then Local Legend's going to light them on fire, so we'll be okay. We should be ending. Oh, look at that. I was off. We're at 24 points. Excellent. We'll take it. Sold out crowd. That's good. Always like to see that. Leap of Faith got a little bit of love. The other ones that weren't, well, no, actually, No Looking Back looks like it did pretty well too. So let's take a look. And No Looking Back isn't the one I was thinking of. It was Spur of the Moment. They loved it. That's good. There's No Time. They enjoyed this. Ah, yes. My call out to Liam Neeson. There's No Time. Yeah, so Spontaneity song didn't click with the audience so much. At least they didn't love the song. It's not that it didn't click. The attitude was fine. Just nope, not that one. And that's okay. We know now. We can get rid of it. We can try it one more time. Let's take a look at the analytics later and figure that out. But for now, we're going to drive home. Yeah, it's going to cost us a night, but that's okay. We get to sleep in our own bed. Where are we playing tomorrow? We're here in St. Louis with a headlining gig. Oh, that's the one yes. That's the one I scheduled. I'm happy to have scheduled that. It will be interesting to see what happens. Okay, I'm just looking around. I've been playing a lot of House Flipper, and I would really want to paint these walls. That's what keeps going through my mind when I see that. Also scrub the floor a little bit, looking for the brush icon. Anyway, and here we are inside the practice room. Let's take a quick look and see, is there anything that tells us that this song shouldn't have been loved? There really isn't. 2,600 people, it got nothing. I do know one other thing. Well, Spontaneity, though, is, oh, this is Urgency. That's my bad. So where's Urgency? It is not on our love list. It would have shown up if it was a problem in Illinois. It is not. Travel would be the problem in Illinois. If it had, we would have seen that. It would have literally said, hey, you don't want to do that. It would have said the audience didn't click with it. It would have given us blue faces. Anyway, I'm sorry. I kind of highlighted this real quick. If you want to buy the jet, it's $3 million. You can do that eventually. You pay operating costs for flying. So like going from New York to London on a daily basis, you really start to add up the money there. It's something to consider. But you do eventually get to buy the private jet if you want. I'm not all that much into it right now. Maybe in the future, but for today, I think we're going to develop some ideas and maybe write another song. Write one to replace the one that just didn't do terribly well. Now, I do want to point out also, though, that our blue song did fairly well. The Spur of the Moment. I mean, it even got some popularity, but it had 5 stars, 5 faces, however you want to count them. It had 5 of them. Don't think we played 17 Summers this time. We played it much? We played it a little bit. They're not going crazy for it, but this one did really well, and we kind of expected that. So, okay. Moving on. We're out of that. Yeah, we're still here merging things. Hey, we got 2 of those now. That's great. Eventually, Chad might be able to put together something that can try to impress the critics. Down to where only 3s can work. 3s and 1s. There's a 3. Topher always comes up with something for us to work on, it seems. All right, so let's try that with Kiwi, and we'll go to Melody next. She's got a bunch of 35s there. Maybe we should go ahead and, maybe we should see if we can chase that down with her. Can we get to 100? On Kiwi alone, she's going to have a 25 song lyric, and I don't think she does. Nope. Well, it was a nice try. We could try one of these other ones just in case. That was the 29. It had an arrow. We could do this one, but the song difficulty isn't one that's going to win awards, even if we found something that matches. Although we could try a different riff too, I suppose. Well, that's her best riff for that guy. So we'd really have to go around the horn and try them all. Well, we can do that. Okay, that's kind of looking moderately promising. Can we can up the difficulty, and we get some decent lyrics from her. We don't get 10 points in lyrics, 15 points in lyrics. So we'll try to come back around and see if we can do that another time. Well, let's go the urgency route. We still need a 35 down here. She doesn't have one available for what parts she has. So, all right, let's try to just write a generic song with everyone involved. There is nothing wrong with that at all. we can start with her. Let's start with her. I saw a 25 that was 8 points. We'll do that. Let's go to, do we want to do lyrics? We do. Let's go ahead and try that. Melody doesn't have to be Kiwi. Let's put lyrics in first because we usually have at least 135 we can pull from. There it is. We have some 25s. We should be able to make this work. We'll go with coming of age. And honestly, if we have a 25 we can use down here, we have a 15. That might do it. We have a 15 here. We're going to go with that. 100-point song. Didn't have to do a 100-point song, but I think I kind of wanted to. And let's see, we're talking about coming of age. I am trying to decide what level I want that to be. I think this is good. I think we want to go red. Red is replacing the one that we just kind of had to toss. And so coming of age, I'm thinking school, kind of leaving high school, maybe going to college. Thinking like syllabus. I don't remember how you spell it though. Syllabus, that's definitely not right. That doesn't look right. Let's go with that. We'll say it's a girl's name at the very least, if anybody wants to complain. That's what we'll go with. Do agenda. Yeah, well, we're going to go red, named, coming of age. There's our song. Congrats. And we have our gig tonight. Let's get to the gig. We'll go ahead and take the chauffeur this time, save a couple of seconds. And from here, we have a really good reputation here. I think you're right. Spontaneity's coming back. Is it already here? It is. Never mind. Instrumentals. Those are not here right now. They are. Okay. I need to just pay attention, don't I? Serious. Instrumentals. They want instrumentals. I don't know that I have any right now. Be awesome if I did. Well, we can go to attitudes and find out. Do we have any instrumentals? We do. Closer's an instrumental. I keep forgetting that. Just the Licks is an instrumental. We could try both of those. And we have some bandwidth because we have 12 songs to work with here. So another blue, another red. Probably want to toss in another red. I know there was one I said I didn't think we had played a whole lot. Don't want to play that one yet. It's not ready. We probably want another yellow. That's the hard choice. Private sorts as it comes, taking the day. Say yes tonight. That's a pretty popular one, right? For us, taking the day is much better regarded though. All right, so I think I'm going to go back to my standard distribution of how I usually play these. I need to make sure that's not too many blue in a row. I think we're okay there. Got to think about that for a second. So usually we do red, red, blue, yellow, red, red, red. 3 blues. Did get closer in there. 3 blues and 2 yellows. There's a way we could make this work. We do red, red, blue, yellow. Red, red, red. Blue, blue, red, red, yellow. That can work. Mathematically, that should work. I think that covers our bases. Let's give it a try. Here we go. Flat fee amount of $3,500 already in the pocket. 700 people probably coming out tonight. And they're looking forward to seeing us. Here we go. Okay, well, it's going okay. And we're at 100%. That should stay. I think we were okay on energy. Maybe not. I might have blown that. I might have needed to put a red in between there. We'll know in a minute. The crew cost us quite a bit. That's okay though. 700 fans of ours in attendance. That's great. We sold 136 shirts. Most of our songs got some sort of love. Always take that. 44 copies of Eclipses. That's great. And 33 of some singles. Again, pretty good. Yeah, we had too much energy there by 2 points. You need to be below 50% to play a blue song on energy. Otherwise, they don't respond well. So that's okay. I messed that up. I should have swapped those two. Should have paid closer attention. I did the math real quick in my head, and I was wrong. So we'll want to change that up if you're keeping notes. Other than that, I don't think we see anything unexpected here. All curves. Some people were tapping their feet to this song. Did we see that before? I'm not sure that we did. Maybe we did. I'll take a look here when we jump out. All curves. We had some foot tapping going on here. I think I'm going to mark that. Maybe not with a gold cup. Maybe we'll give it a smiley face for now. Kind of like it's on the watch list because it looked like it was paying off for us. And we want to go home. I think we'll do some merging and, oh, we want to practice. I think we'll practice that one song. I know that's a little lame, but we can write a song, I guess. Let's go ahead and do that. So we need to merge. If there's anything worth merging. Of course, there's something worth merging. Let's see if we have lyrics for Chad to merge that make a difference. Maybe. Not quite the difference I was hoping to make. There we go. There's a jump. Okay, 58. Tech songs. We'll go with spontaneity and then tech. We have some ones there if we need them. I'm wondering how close I can get to 100 points with him right now because he's starting to get up there with some of his, the riffs, I think, or what was kind of scoring high. So let's see what we can do with him. Well, that'll do it for points. That's not going to be enough to write a 100-pointer. But we can take a look and see where we could get. He's got a couple of 35s. Just for fun, we'll start with that one. I think he would get a lot closer than I was thinking he would. This is where we start to fall off, though. He'd need a 35 lyric, and I don't think he's got one of those. He does not. Angel does. We could do that, but I think we will hold off. We'll give her a climate change song, and for the riff, we only need 30 points now. Can we change the rhythm to 25? We can, and then we only need a 25 up here. We'll use that one. Is there a better melody we could use? That gives us some options. We'd have to go with Kiwi here. Let's do that. And then we'll go back to riffs. And if we have a 15, there it is. I think that's the song I want to write. We are going to make this one. Yes, let's make it a high energy climate change song. And we're going to call it Concrete Jungle. Outstanding. New song written. And our album fell 7 positions, but we did sell quite a few copies of it. That's good. Let's go see what we're standing at there. I wonder if we've breached any of the numbers that you kind of want to. Nope. Doesn't look like it. 51,000. I think we want to actually go to album charts to see what it's doing there. There we go. Total sold 51,000. Yeah, same number. Okay, well, I think that'll do it for this week. This is Rising Star 2 with my band, Everyone But Andy. I do want to thank you for being here with me, and I hope you continue to support this particular playthrough. It's a lot of fun, and I'm having fun putting it together. So there you have it. Until next time, thanks for yours and fair travels.